I lived in Prague for 2 years and a half, and this is my brutal and honest truth about living there. Quality of life in Prague, it is extremely high. Public transportation works very well. You have the metro, you have the bus, airport works very well, everything is on time and also very cheap. Hospitals works very well. And another trait of living in Prague is that there are many English-speaking local people. So if you have an issue, you have a trouble, you need to go to the police and etc., just by speaking English you can survive. Czech economy, it is very good. Unemployment rate, it is extremely low, just 3%, and this is one of the lowest unemployment rate in the entire Europe. The biggest expat community in Prague is made by American teachers, followed by Russians, Ukrainians, Italians, Spanish, South Americans, and etc. Czech people, even though they look on the surface liberal or modern, they are one of the most conservative country and culture I ever seen in my life. Czech people, they are direct, passive-aggressive, they don't like foreigners, even though they will never tell you this to your face. They just mind their business, private, hardworking, discreet, shy, extremely introvert, and they are scared of the unknown and foreigners. An extremely insular country and culture. Very hard to fit, to crack in, to say even hi to people. I was buying the same things. I was going to the supermarket at exact same day, and I was meeting and seeing the same cashier every day non-stop for almost 2 years and a half. Still, I never went to Naskladeno, Ahoy, and that's it. Even though it is a Slavic culture, it is extremely similar to Germany. So if you are into German culture, you like to plan 50 weeks in advance for a 5 minutes coffee, Czech Republic is the best place ever. Czech people, they are opposite of hospitable people. They will never show you around or be proud and happy to share their own cultures with you. So if you are not a friend, if you don't are belonging to a certain group, why they need to show you around? This is the Czech mentality. Czech mentality is also that they are Czech, they speak Czech, they want to have a Czech girlfriend, Czech wife, Czech boyfriend, whatever they like, and stick with that. I knew a Russian photographer that she was also fluent in Czech, and she told me that she was working only with foreigners because Czech people, they just wanted even Czech photographer. Doesn't matter if you are a foreigner and speak C1, C3, C4 level of Czech, they wanted a pure 100% Czech person. Even though the English is very proficient, they have zero interest about foreigners. So again, if you expect to have a red carpet, to have a warm welcome, you will get extremely wrong. Czech people also, they have a very specific humor, which is witty and sarcastic, but in just their own way. Czech culture is a culture that do not support open emotions. So again, if you're emotional, this will be your nightmare. Passive-aggressive, it is the norm, especially in Prague. So you will never have a confrontation with a Czech guy, but always between the lines. Czech culture, it is extremely direct. So if you go to the restaurant, you will see very direct and brutal and rude approach to things. The reasons behind this behavior is not only because of the mentality or the generic culture. Lack of trust with foreigners and strangers due to the communism, at least this is what Czech people told me during my life there. Unfortunately, the hospitality business is not very well paid, so you will be probably served by a very pissed off Czech guy that cannot wait to finish the shift, take a beer and stay home. Prague also is very specific because I do believe is one of the cities with the biggest people having a dog I ever seen in my entire life. I lived in 4 countries, I traveled in 30 countries, and I never seen such level of people having dogs. So if you are a dog lover, if you kiss dog in the mouth, if you like hiking, if you drink beer, if you are not emotionally available, if you think showing emotions it is very bad, then Czech Republic is totally your country. I do believe that learning the local language it is essential to fit, to integrate, to make local friends, to have a sense of belonging. However, there are certain cultures like Hungarian and Czech where even though you speak perfect and fluent language, you will see a wall. The wall of a different culture, the invisible wall that you are different and you come from another country, the wall of people having their own families, habits, so either you adapt or you not. Adapting is very hard. If you are emotional, it is forbidden. If you are different, maybe you have a different hair, maybe you have a dark skin, maybe you are Chinese or Asian, you will be automatically different. So I do believe in Czech Republic to integrate and fit it is almost impossible. Many Czech people, if you try to speak Czech, they will automatically switch to English. They do this out of nicety, to be nice, because you are a foreigner, but also because they are aware on how difficult and hard is the Czech language. I had a friend that he was absolutely fluent in Czech, and he told me he was struggling to have even basic acquaintance here in Prague. Don't get me wrong, the city it is very beautiful. There are some events here and there, but to integrate, find your community, at least for me, it was very hard. Dating in Czech Republic, it is also extremely specific. Czech people, let's be very honest, they just prefer to date each other. They speak the language, they have the same humor, maybe they know each other since childhood, common school, and etc. So why bother a random foreigner passing by? So if you're a foreigner, you will experience absolute sense of isolation for sure. Czech women, in my experience, they are very direct, very stiff, masculine, a little bit aggressive, and they are very straight to the point. There is no bullshit with Czech women, there is no romance. I had also some female friends and they told me that Czech guys, they are very cold, they have a strange sense of humor which is very specific for Czech Republic, they are not emotional and they consider the others as flatmates. Overall, the culture in Czech Republic is very pragmatic. There is no space for emotions. Do you have a problem? Let's go. Do you feel good? Let's go. Do you have an issue? Let's go. There is no space for humanity, there is no space for understanding, talking each other, some dialogue. Even though I did my best, I went out like crazy, I tried every single sport ever, somehow I succeed to make some friends and I found even love in Prague. But trust me, it was painful, difficult, and that was one of the reasons why I left Prague back then. Overall, I think living in Prague it's very nice, many foreigners, many events, the city offers everything, quality of life is very high, but by my personal experience integrating, meeting local people, it was brutal, it was very difficult, and trust me, speaking, drinking beer and whatever Czech, it was not enough to totally fit into the culture. So I'm starting to believe and think after many years abroad that globalism maybe is not perfect, we are all different and we are not made to be compatible each other. If you are moving to Prague, just be mentally ready. Be ready maybe to buy a dog, kiss dog in the mouth. Understand that 99% you will be lonely, you will never fit, you will struggle unless you find your niche. Maybe people from your nationality or similar cultures, but again, at least for me, it was extremely difficult and hard. Děkuji, nashledanou.